Rik, it's really great having you here on our new series, Working in Web3, where we want to learn about your current role, what you think of it, what your experience in Web3 has been.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Thanks, bye.
of course, so the first question would be, why did you start working in Web3? What inspired you?
So I was fascinated by the whole decentralization idea and how it could improve our current society, and particularly in the financial system, in the society structures. It's a great technology that I share a lot of the ideology and inspiration from. So that's the like basic reason that I got into Web3. Yeah, it's been a long time, to be honest. Yeah, but that was the reason, yeah.
And how long have you been into Web3?
I've been working in Web3 for probably around 10 years now. So it's been a long time.
Okay, that is true. And in your current role as a senior auditor, what were the key challenges or the key learnings for you?
Challenges. I think in Web3 in general, regardless of what you do, keep learning and keeping up to date about what is going on with the industry from a technology point of view is quite important. It's quite challenging as well. The amount of information and the speed at which the industry sort of iterates and changes is quite a lot bigger, like faster compared to the likes of Web 2, for example, in my opinion. So I think that is a general challenge for me, and I think also applies for a lot of people that I know in Web 3. And another thing is that to actually keep it focused. Like Web 3 has a very spammy side of our industry, unfortunately. Very speculative side of the industry. There's a totally different group of people doing totally different things. Keeping myself focused on what I really care and what is the original reason that I'm here is something that I find can be a little bit challenging. Like, yeah, try to put myself away from all the charts and the price charts of tokens. It's important.
Yeah, that makes sense. And when you work with people, which traits do you value most?
Working with people, what kind of traits do I value most with people? I think being authentic and genuine is something that I really value. I don't really usually work very well with people that's not very authentic. And there's actually a lot of them in the Web3 industry, to be honest. Like people pretend to be something they're not. I'm quite allergic to that type of behavior. So for me, it's people that's down to earth. That's people, being real to themselves. It's okay. Like you don't need to be an expert on everything. No one can know everything 120%, right? But it's about being authentic, and we can learn from each other, and it's okay. You don't need to win all the argument or everything under the sun. So.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. And also, we talked about challenges in working in Web3 and in your role. Would you say there are other challenges in Web3 which we are facing now, or you are facing now, besides the spamming or anything like that?
Other challenges for the Web3 industry, you mean, as a whole? The Web3 industry as a whole. I think we were always facing a lot of regulatory sort of pressure about not being recognized by the mainstream and not being recognized by the government. Although that has recently been sort of eased a lot with the US relaxed their cryptocurrency regulations. A lot of countries now adopting a more friendly view of crypto, which is really good. So that's a traditional challenge that seems like it's changing in a positive way now. I think that's one of them. Another thing is that the reputation of crypto, we have a pretty bad reputation in crypto. For the people outside of our industry doesn't understand it very much. A lot of people just think it is completely spams and the scams in general, which is unfortunately often the case. But if we want this industry to succeed, to be taken mainstream, we're going to have to find a way to work with this issue, so people don't see us as a very negative thing.
Yeah, I agree on that. And okay, now I have a really fun question. I would like to know, If you could switch roles with anyone on your team, or company, or in general, which role would you like to take?
Oh, I wouldn't change. I love what I do. I've been auditing for like 6 years now, so I'm one of the OGs at auditing, and I love what I do. That's the reason I didn't switch, to be honest. I have been sort of headhunted to do other things. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I like what I do. Yeah, I wouldn't change at all. Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. That's actually good. And for the last question, which advice would you give someone starting working in Web3, or a senior, or as an auditor in Web3? What would you tell them?
Like a beginner auditor in Web3. I think like develop a learning habit somehow that suits you on a daily basis, that keeps you up to date with the industry while still doesn't consume all of your time. Is critical for long-term success in this industry. I have seen a lot of people that, traditionally been very good at Web2 and very smart people coming to Web3, and they initially doing really well, but because they were unable to keep up to date with what's going on, the technology-wise, news-wise, they get left behind after a little while when the industry moves on in a very speed manner. So I think it's important to somehow find a way that to find a way to for you to like keep learning and updating yourself, but not spending like 12 hours a day doing that. Like some people do this for like the likes of podcast. Maybe some people dedicate like an hour a day to read the new things or understand new things. Whatever way that works for you. I encourage everyone has a plan. Don't just kind of like roll with with the flow. And definitely not okay. Like just like don't look at the news for 3 months and have no idea what's going on. That is actually really dangerous in our industry. Yeah.
Okay, this is great advice, because of course you're right. This is it's moving very fast, so you have to keep yourself updated on this.
Yeah. Also, just don't want to get too much into it. Like some people spend like 12 hours a day on Twitter, and that is, probably also not a great thing, because yes, you're very deeply engaging with everyone, but at the end of the day, you probably didn't really have much of a real job done in terms of whatever you wanted to pursue, regardless it is in, auditing or programming. I think it's important to find that balance. And this is a new challenge that I found from the Web2 industry. Usually, like you learn something and then you use it. You don't need to update it daily. Maybe up like a year later or two, there's some new technology upgrade. You learn a new language, or you learn a new framework in Web2. Now you can do this, and then you keep using that knowledge. But in Web3, it's a lot quicker. Like you learn and use the same time. So on a daily basis, I think you need to have a structured way that works for you. And yeah, that's important for me personally. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for this interview, for the insights. Super cool and very valuable recommendations you gave us. So yeah, I hope to see you soon on the next round.
Yeah, thanks for having me.